So if you're here, you've probably seen something like this. So on my screen, you can see this is a graph of traffic to my website. And over to the right, you see this big spike. Well, I happen to know that spike is bot traffic. And I want to filter it out from Looker Studio. I'm going to show you a way to do that doesn't actually start with a regular filter. I found it's a kind of easier to maintain way of filtering out bot traffic. So let's get started. First, let's have a look and see if we can figure out what we're going to filter out. Sort of what are the characteristics of this bot. I have this diagnostics dashboard. You can do this with an exploration in GA4 or do something like I've done here where I just have some dimensions that often tie to bots. And that spike was on January 15th. So I've changed my date range to just show January 15th. And then down here, we see browsers, screen resolutions, device category, country, and little smoking gun here. You see this country not set? There's a big jump in that country not set traffic on the 15th with an engagement rate way below the rest of my site. It's not impossible that a real user would have country not set, but it is pretty unusual, and frankly, I don't mind filtering out an occasional real user for the sake of getting rid of that bot spike that makes it really hard to understand my traffic overall, or interferes at least. So what we want to do is filter out country not set. And the way that I like to do this is I'm going to go to Resource, Manage Added Data Sources. I'm going to go to my GA4 data source. And you'll see down here that I've added a is not bot traffic dimension to my data source. So you can add fields to your data source. You go up here and click Add Field, and you can put in formulas that create new fields in your data source. In this one, I'm using a case statement. And you can see, I'll post a link in the description to more information on case statements, but it's pretty easy to understand. We have this case when, in this case, this is actually one that I had added previously. So when session source equals leadsgo.io, then false. So it's a double negative here, but is not bot traffic is false, which means it is bot traffic. You'll see in a minute why I did it that way around versus saying is bot traffic. So we're going to add another case statement here. And what will happen with this case statement is it'll just evaluate each statement as it goes down and return the value it gets. And if it gets down to the bottom, it's going to return true. So I'm going to add another when clause. And I'm going to say when country equals and not set, then false. All right. So now I'm going to update my filter, my filtering field. I'm going to say done, and I'm going to say close. Okay, now the next thing that I need to do is I'm going to add a filter, and we'll click here to add filter. And I'm going to say, I'll just call it exclude bot. I'm going to start with GA4 just in case I add other data sources to this dashboard. Exclude bot traffic. Then what I'm going to do is say, okay, there it is. And I'm going to say exclude if that's false. If you remember, that's how the logic works in that statement. And then I'm going to click save. Bam, that spike went away. The other thing that I'm going to do is I added this here just because it's kind of easy. I'm going to go up to File and then Report Settings. And then I'm going to add a filter here. And I'm going to take my filter and I'm just going to apply it globally. That way I don't have to worry about remembering to apply this filter when I add new charts, because I really never want to see that bot traffic. So there you go. That combination of creating that case statement, like in a case statement, we get a lot more ability to create sort of complicated rules, like say this and this or this, that and the other thing. Whereas when we do just a filter, it gets a little ponderous to have multiple statements. Like you could create multiple filters, but now I just have this one field that I added to the data source, and then I just filter in that field to get rid of the traffic. The other thing that I wanted to show you is, so let's say that you don't actually want to permanently filter the traffic, but you want the ability to filter it. Another cool thing that I discovered is we're going to get rid of this filter here. And then on the chart, I'm going to get rid of this filter here. Yuck, my bot spike is back, but not for long. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go insert, and I'm going to insert a button, and I'll just pop this up here. And I'm going to say exclude bot traffic. We'll just leave this up button sort of big and ugly for now. Now I can pick this filter button action type, and then what it'll allow me to do is pick a field from my data source. Is not bot traffic. And so that's all we really need to do. I could do a little styling on the button, but I don't really care too much about that. Oh, go on then. I'll just do a teeny bit. Okay. And we'll add a little border shadow, and we're going to add a little radius. All right. I'm not going to make you sit through more of that. So now, if we go here, and I click this button, bam, look at that. Isn't that cool? So sometimes I like doing that. Like especially if it's in an internal dashboard, maybe I want to be able to see the effects of my filter, but I don't want to permanently apply it. So handy little trick. Last thing I'll say is you can use the same method to also exclude dev traffic. So let's say that you have a website and there's a dev version of the website with a different host name. Well, you could just add in a rule to filter out traffic to that host name. So you can basically exclude any kind of unwanted traffic. So that's all I got. If you enjoyed this and found it helpful, please click the like button, subscribe to see more videos, and check out 2octobers.com if you'd like help with GA4, Looker Studio, BigQuery, analytics, marketing analytics, data in general. We love helping people. So thanks again for watching.